Okay, I'm recording this video on November 21st, 2025, the very last breath moments of Scorpio season, and it feels like the entire world is holding its breath with me. Bitcoin is bleeding, markets are bleeding, people are panicking, all times fear, we can say. And even I, who warned you that November would be brutal, didn't imagine the depth of this purge. At the end of October, when I recorded the November forecast, I said, this month will check the bones of humanity. This is poison. You can't escape Scorpio season. It will detox you. And the markets. I couldn't imagine, like many other experts, what Mercury opposing Uranus in last time in Taurus will do to the market, and that's what happened. And we got the detox, not a normal correction, not a small flash. We just lived one of the most violent liquidations since COVID and the FTX collapse of 2022 on a day where nothing should have happened. Astrologically, this is a textbook. Mercury Retrograde from Sagittarius to Scorpio, opposing Uranus in Taurus, the last hit. And when Mercury is retrograde and Uranus is involved, forget timing models. It's destiny that we could not predict it, like most analysts around the world. Forget certainty. Forget the illusion of control. You don't predict Uranus. You get humbled by Uranus. So even my own life charts, which have guided thousands of people through the years, showed an area zone that may be blind, a difficult structure, but not the exact magnitude of heat drop I expected to see month before in the eclipse zone. This wasn't about intelligence, wasn't about indicators. This wasn't about being the smartest analyst in the room. This was about breaking the ego, removing illusions, clearing everything that was inflated, leveraged, and pretending to be strong. What survives Scorpio is strong enough to continue. Now we move into December 2025. On December 1st, the moon enters Aries. After crossing Chiron in Aries, we begin raw, exposed, a little angry, but ready. Underneath, a deeper cycle is shifting. Saturn finally turned direct at the end of Pisces. Neptune is preparing to station direct at the very last degree of the zodiac. This is karmic territory. And we all know what is coming from February 2026. The end of Pisces is not romance, as some astrologers will like speaking about. It's purification, but most all, grief, endings, truth without anesthesia. Maybe we are still with the anesthesia as they are both still in Pisces. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer forms a trine to Saturn, and this is not luck by luck. This is emotional restructuring. We are revising the architecture of safety in our lives, not the fake safety offered by governments and banks, but the real safety born from maturity, discipline, and sovereignty. Now, we are entering a global decade of migration. psychological, financial, and physical movement that no one could stop. We are moving from one value system to another. Saturn entering Aries from February 2026 will demand self-responsibility. Self-responsibility. Freedom, true freedom is sovereignty, is discipline. December asks, what spine are you bringing into 2026? Now, around December 9th, Neptune stations direct. Mercury prepares for its final opposition to Uranus around December 11th and 12th. Volatility returns. Very expected. More surprise, losses, companies you thought were safe revealing their cracks. Nvidia? Who? Tesla? Confusion mixed with euphoria and another wave of AI-related announcements shifting the digital rails of the world. This isn't just markets, my friends. This is the new architecture of life being installed. Digital ID, digital money, digital behavior tracking. People will think this is about Bitcoin only, but this is about the system you live inside. By the middle of December, Sagittarius takes over. Stellium of Sun, Mars, Juno, Lilith, all in fire. The mind opens again. We will feel the fog clears, at least we will have more optimism. We see horizons instead of wounds. And officially on December 12th, 12/12 portal, Mercury finally leaves Scorpio and enters Sagittarius. Indeed, it's determined in Sagittarius. It's confusing by but by the options it gives, breathing becoming easier in a way. And on December 19, the new moon joins Venus and Juno mostly. Also, Mars is very near, already in Capricorn. Powerful ignition points to new projects, new relationships, new growth. But that same day, Jupiter in Cancer squares in Aries. Well, not just same day, it's happening the entire month, I could say. And the conflict is clear by this square. It's like asking you, do you want comfort or sovereignty? The nest or the forge? Do you want protection? Of course, people say it. Or freedom? Of course, people say it. But freedom is discipline. Do you want to be taken care of or to become ungovernable? Collectively, this touches different topics like digital, transparency, financial, surveillance, currency, restructuring, convenience vs autonomy. Most people will choose comfort for sure. Most people will choose to be managed for sure. And they will call it security. Let's summarize. Scorpio season destroyed everything that was inflated and dishonest. Whatever still stands in your life at the end of this year is your real material for 2026. Not fantasy, not hope, not delusion. Reality. The relationships, the habits, the assets, the emotional strength are real assets. If it survived November, it's yours. And yes, Bitcoin remains the sovereign axis. It didn't go to zero. Not because of its price, but because of its scarcity and independence from the system that is being redesigned right now. We all felt the great water trine in all this big liquidation. You are not here to worship volatility. You're here to recognize the collapse and build a life that can move through any cycle. Now, just to remind you, 12/12, December 12th, with what I mentioned that is happening, this is a portal. And before I close, I want to remind you that I'm offering 40% discount for people that will decide to purchase all live chart. The more live chart you gain from what I'm calculating months in advance, the more holistic approach you gain. What happened in the last weeks surprised everybody. This is not 100% accuracy. I'm saying through the years, it's beyond 80% accuracy. Check. For Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, S&P 500, oil and gold, you can enjoy from 40% discount November 30th until the end of the year. Buy any 3 live charts and pay only for 2. This is the last window for the year to position yourself with clarity instead of fear. And if November taught us anything, it's this. Only the sovereign survived the purge. And sovereign is not something extra or supernatural. It's choice that you are the king of your life. Only the disciplined thrive in chaos. Only the awake build the next cycle. I'll see you inside the fire of December. Lots of fire. We go forward with clarity, with truth, with a clean and cleaner body and a sovereign mind. Let's end this 2025 with full power to 2026.